Let's be honest. In a world that's constantly screaming for your attention, how do you actually find the space for deep, uninterrupted focus? It's the key to doing your absolute best work, but man, it feels harder than ever. So today, we're going to break down how you can build your own personal architecture of focus.
Okay, let's start with a struggle that I think we all know way too well. Whether you're trying to write a report, code a new feature, or even just read a book, it feels like you're in this constant battle for your own attention. And it turns out the way most of us are told to fight this battle, it might be completely backward.
You know, when we struggle to focus, our first instinct is usually to add something, right? We think, I just need more willpower, or we download a new productivity app, or try to build some complex new system. But that's the myth. The reality is, true deep focus doesn't come from piling on more complexity. It comes from taking things away.
And that brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer, the subtraction principle. It's such a simple shift in thinking, but it's incredibly profound. Instead of always asking yourself, what can I add to fix this? You start asking, what can I take away?
See, the big insight here is that top-level productivity isn't an accident. It's not something you achieve by just throwing more tools at the problem. It's the result of systematically, and I mean systematically, removing whatever gets in the way. It's a deliberate process of elimination, not addition. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? We so often blame ourselves, thinking focus is all about having more self-discipline. But this completely reframes the problem. Getting distracted isn't some personal failing, it's a design problem. And that is so empowering, because it means you, yes, you, can be the architect of your own focus.
So, where do we start building this thing? Well, the foundation begins right inside your own head. The first pillar isn't about apps or gadgets. It's all about architecting your mind through some intentional mental shifts.
And this isn't about forcing your brain to be quiet. It's a really simple three-step process. First, just acknowledge the noise, both internal and external, without any judgment. Just let it be there. Second, you deliberately choose a single point of attention, one clear priority. And then finally, you commit all your effort to that one thing. You see, you're not demanding focus, you're just gently guiding it.
All right, so once you've started working on your internal state, it's time for the second pillar, designing your physical space. This is all about making small, but believe me, incredibly powerful adjustments to the world around you.
Just take a look at your own workspace right now. Seriously, what's pulling at your attention? Is it your phone? A million open tabs? That pile of clutter in the corner? The whole goal here is to engineer a space where deep work is the easiest option, where the path of least resistance leads you straight into focus.
So, what's the ultimate reward for doing all this architectural work, for shaping your mind and your space? Well, when you combine these two pillars, you don't just get a little bit more done. Oh no, you unlock the deep focus payoff.
What you unlock is the flow state. We've all been there, right? It's that peak state of immersion where time just seems to disappear, your focus is electric, and that complex, important work feels almost effortless. This is the whole reason we're building this architecture in the first place.
And the impact of this approach is not minor, it's absolutely dramatic. When you remove all that interference, you're not just improving your performance by a little bit, you're unlocking a fundamentally different level of your own cognitive ability. You're able to sustain that high-quality attention for much, much longer.
So, the key takeaway is this. Focus isn't some talent you're born with. It's a choice you design. You are the architect of your own attention. And just remember, the first step in building something truly great isn't adding the first brick, it's clearing the ground. So I'll leave you with this. What one interference will you remove today?